We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south of the border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. But he died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. The nation's top juveniles face off in trials for our richest race. The Los Alamitos 2 Million on Sunday, November 23rd. Golden State Million winner in force and Ed Burke Million winner Jess I'm Worth It are among the great stars in action. Then on Sunday, November 30th, super sophomores will race in the Southern California Derby Trials with shaking going on and astronomical 1, 2, 3 set to race. It's a November of thrills at Los Alamitos.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the race books and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Well, all righty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this Thanksgiving holiday week. We begin our Race Day shows on this Wednesday, coming to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard and the South Point Studios streaming network at YouTube. And, of course, here locally, our radio station, our anchor radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM. We welcome you to the Race Day show on what's going to be a fantastic holiday week here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And certainly a whole lot of great stakes racing going on. Between tomorrow and Sunday, there will be 27 stakes races across the country from racetracks at Churchill Downs, the Fairgrounds, and, of course, Del Mar and other racetracks, and Woodbine as well. but none at Aqueduct Racecourse. 0 at the Big A. Anyhow, we're going to have a great time this week, and of course, we will have a Thanksgiving Thursday racing program. Even though there's no Del Mar and no Aqueduct, there are 5 racetracks running on Thanksgiving Day. That includes Churchill Downs and the fairgrounds. So we'll be here with you for a Thanksgiving Day Race Day Las Vegas radio program as we make our way through the week. And then, of course, after Thanksgiving, on that Black Friday, we'll be shopping for a lot of great bargains at the racetrack with some great stakes races both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Of course, Del Mar, after its dark day on Thanksgiving Day, we'll have the Hollywood Turf Festival going on there. And Churchill Downs will have the Stars of the Future on Saturday that will feature 12 races on Saturday at Churchill Downs, all for 2-year-olds, including the 2 big races for the 2-year-olds and the Colts and Geldings and the fillies as well. So we got a lot on the plate, that's for sure, as we make our way through this holiday. Now, as far as the weather, it's cold here. Look, it's 47 degrees out right now. I know that you guys on the East Coast are laughing, but it's cold at 47 degrees here. We're going to get up to 68 today. And in case you're coming out to Las Vegas, which about 330,000 of our guests will be doing over the weekend, the weather, it's going to be sunny. It's going to be nice. But the highs are going to be in the high 60s. That's all we're going to get to, in the high 60s, 68, 69, right in there. And the overnight lows are going to be in the mid to high 40s. So just keep that in mind as you're packing your bags to come here. And, of course, I want to welcome one of our handicappers to the show. He's here live and in person. I guess he's going to do a little turkey day here in Las Vegas. John Lindo, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. Yeah, we the family comes on out. I've got my brother or my sister coming in, Nella's family, my wife. So,
wow.
Yeah, so looking forward to it. We'll get out here, and you had the Formula One here last week, but you'd never see my wife drive to the mall on Black Friday. So they've got nothing on her.
All I can say is that the Formula One was a success as far as Formula One, the groupies, the Formula One kind of clique of people, the high rollers there, are concerned. But it's always a trying time for everybody else here in Las Vegas who live here, because they manufacture the raceway through the strip and the ensuing side streets behind the strip to make the raceway, and they have to put up all these banks of lights and bleachers, etc. It is a big thing. And it worked out fine because they had a great time, and it was very successful here over the weekend. But now they're starting to take down all that stuff, trying to get it all down and get our strip back to normal by New Year's Eve.
Yeah, you get a little busy on New Year's Eve too, don't you? Yeah, so, a lot going on out here.
Yeah, there is a lot going on, that's for sure. And as far as racing, it'll be a lot of fun, no doubt about it. Today at Parks Racing, they got 5 stakes races. And totaling $415,000 among $425,000 among the 6 stakes races at Parks today. Of course, Zia Park has had all those big stakes races
right.
The last 2 days there, and Delta Downs has a $100,000 stakes race today, the Jean Lafitte, and I think you have a little bit of an interest. We'll talk about a little bit later on that race as well.
Yes,
and it might raise a few eyebrows to some people out there when we talk about that. And certainly, that's today. And, of course, like I said, on Thanksgiving Thursday, tomorrow, Churchill Downs will have a couple of stakes races, a Grade 3 there. Fairgrounds and Gulfstream Park will have a stakes race as well on their Thanksgiving Day. And, of course, Friday, we start with that big turf festival going on at Del Mar that features 1 Grade 2 and 2 Grade 2 Grade 3s, etc. I take it back. Del Mar has 1 Grade 2 tomorrow, the Hollywood Turf Festival. Churchill Downs will have a couple of Grade 2s at Churchill Downs, and that is, of course, tomorrow, Friday. And then on Saturday, of course, the Stars of the Future at Churchill Downs, 12 races, all 2-year-olds, 4 stakes races, 2 Grade 2s for the 2-year-olds, the Jockey Club, and I forgot the name of the other one, but the 2-year-old filly race.
The Goldenrod.
Goldenrod,
right.
Yeah. And then, of course, Del Mar will kick in with 3 stakes races on Saturday for the Hollywood Turf Cup, the Hollywood Turf Festival, I should say, a Grade 1, a Grade 2, and a Grade 3. And then Woodbine is even going to have a couple of races for 2-year-olds. And then on Sunday, Churchill Downs wraps up with their meet before they get over the Turfway Park with the stakes race. And Del Mar will have 4 more stakes races to complete the Turf Festival weekend. 1 Grade 1 and 2 Grade 3s, etc. among those 4. So we got a lot of stuff going on, and I'm kind of excited to see that Stars of the Future, especially the Jockey Club, because there's a horse out there that ran off the screen last time. That was amazing.
Yes, a horse named Further Ado made his, I think it was his debut. Anyways, going long, it was stretching out for the first time.
Yeah.
And sat just off the pace, and he ran off the screen. I think he won by 20 lengths.
Yeah.
And got a big buyer speed figure, and we'll see what he does in there. And it's a good field. You know, Bob Baffert, because the Bob Hope did not fill at Del Mar, he sent out a number of horses in that the 2-year-old races, including Explora, who ran in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. She's out there.
Goldenrod, right?
Right. Yeah, she's in the Goldenrod. You've got he's got a horse, Cherokee Nation, I think, in that race against Further Ado.
Yeah.
And
well, they had 7 in the race overall. They already drew for those races. Spice Runner, a gun runner offspring for Steve Asmussen, draws the rail. Cherokee Nation, Bob Baffert's horse. Yeah. He's employing Flavian Pratt there on that one. He's the 2 horse. The 3 is Dr. Kapoor. Safi Joseph Jr. gets Jose Ortiz to ride there. The 4 is Soldier and Diplomat. Soldier and Diplomat, another Steve Asmussen trainee. This one will be ridden by Tyler Gaffleone. The 5 is Very Connected. Kenny McPeak for Emmanuel Esquivel. And the 6 is Further Ado. That's another gun runner offspring. Boy, these gun runners are runners, boy. I'll tell you what. Brad Cox has Irad Ortiz Jr. aboard. And the 7 is Universe. Kenny McPeak, that's McPeak's second runner in there. Brian Hernandez Jr. will ride. So that's a very good field of 2-year-olds. And this, by the way, is the first, I think, race that will gain Kentucky Derby points for next year.
Well, they started earlier. I forgot. Obviously, the Breeders' Cup was a Derby point qualifying race.
I mean at Churchill.
At Churchill, yeah.
This might be the first one at Churchill, but in any case,
they also have that future Derby wager offer going on right now this weekend too, so you can get a look at some of these horses. They build that around the 2-year-old races.
Absolutely. The future book, future book number 3 out of the 5 pools that they'll have this year, this end to next year for the Kentucky Derby future wagers. That'll start on Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific time and go through Sunday at 3 p.m. These are Pacific times now. And of course, Ted Nafi is the favorite amongst the individual horses there at the opening line at 6-1. And then, of course, all other folds of 2023 is the favorite at morning line at 9-5. But of course, remember, this is a pari-mutuel future book, which means you do not lock in the price when you make the bet. You make the bet and the price is locked in after the pari-mutuel pool has been closed, like the regular pari-mutuel pools have each day at every racetrack during the races.
And you know, you got a lot, and I think they have the Sires one too. You have the future book on the Sires.
I know.
And Into Mischief is the sire of Ted Nafi, so he's the morning line favorite as far as the Sires go.
I don't know what Gun Runner's price is, but I take a little shot at the Gun Runners.
You're going to have a few chances to get in that race with a contender with a guy with a horse like Gun Runner.
No question about that. That's for sure. And of course, that we're going to get that going for sure. Anyhow. All of that going on. Ted Nafi, of course, he is pointing, they say, for either the Holy Bull on the 31st of January next year or the Fountain of Youth on the 28th of February next year. And the connections, Pleasure just said, the connections there, the horse is going to tell them how he progresses. So we'll wait and see for Ted Nafi there, and we'll wait for sure. Santa Anita won its offshore wagering suit against BUSR, the company that was out of, I guess, England, that was booking bets on Santa Anita races.
Yeah, Bet USA. Right. Yeah. They were doing it without the permission to take the signal from Santa Anita.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's not too good. But in any case, that's the deal there. And of course, I did want to mention a little bit about the CAW. The CAW now, that thing is creeping in there like a cancer, it seems, for most of the race players. But in any case, there's a couple of class action lawsuits that are going on to try to get that stopped. One wonders if there's enough clout behind that to really make it happen.
You know, there's noise about it. I don't know from a legality standpoint. They're going to have to prove, the corruption or the conflict of interest.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to go. I really don't. But I do know that obviously the CAWs are making an impact because guys like you and I who play the races every day are talking about it, and we're not happy. So.
Yeah, there's no question that I'm not happy about it. But in any case, we'll wait and see about that. And I got to tell you, Turf Paradise, they fought so much to keep the racing going in Arizona, but the weather, as you know, here in Southern California, et cetera, we talked about the weather for the last week and a half at least. It got so bad there at Turf Paradise in Phoenix, Arizona, that they canceled their fourth consecutive scheduled race day yesterday because of the weather there, and hopefully it's clearing out by now and getting that track back in shape.
Yeah, the main track over there has a lot of clay in it. It's not a sandy track, so when it gets wet, it stays wet. Yeah, and that's the problem. And I guess they had opened it up, and then they caught an unexpected storm, and the rain got into the racetrack, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
They're trying to dry it out, so it hadn't happened. They say they might go today. I haven't heard anything that they're not yet, so we'll see. But, yeah, that's been a problem, so they kind of had a stumbling start to this new meet with the new management and everything else.
Yeah, we'll wait and see about that, and certainly, hopefully, they get underway there because they've been really fighting hard to keep the racing going in the state of Arizona. Rags to Riches, you remember her?
Absolutely, I cashed a bet on her.
Rags to Riches, she won that Belmont Stakes, like unbelievable, beating the boys. She passed away. She was 21 years old, and Rags to Riches is gone now.
Beautiful filly, trained by Todd Pletcher. Yep. She beat Curlin in the Belmont Stakes, going the mile and a half. And, we know how good Curlin was.
Yeah, and it was an exciting finish, too, in that
Head and head, and she missed the break. She did a lot of things wrong, and she won the race anyways.
Yeah, we were always, and you know from being from Southern California, we were always wishing sometime somewhere along the line, because Zenyatta was running at that time.
Right.
And we were always waiting for, Zenyatta to maybe run against her, or Rachel Alexandra even. Remember?
Yeah, they never the three of them never tied together. And I really wanted to see Rachel and Zenyatta hook up, but they were so good and dominating the East and West, and we just never got them together.
No, we never got them together. But in any case, Rags to Riches really, that Belmont was really something else. And I got to tell you, folks, I know if anybody out there that's on that goes to X, which is the old Twitter or whatever, had to see this footage at Evangeline Downs in a quarter horse race a couple of days ago. The racetrack ambulance for the humans, not the horse ambulance, but the racetrack human ambulance, was driving along the inner railing when the starter started the race, and the horses came around the turn, and I would love to have a close-up of the jockeys' faces when they saw this big ambulance coming towards them when their horses are going 30, 40 miles an hour. And it's a dramatic footage. And unbelievably, nobody was hurt in this. All the jockeys reacted real quick and got off the rail. But you could see that here comes the van, and here comes all of the horses around, and all of a sudden they just went around that van. And all I have to say is, what is the intelligence quotient of the driver of that van?
It was a quarter horse race around the turn, like 870 yards or whatever. Yeah. So they were really bunched going into the turn, a field of 8. They're all together across the track. Yeah. And all of a sudden, here's this ambulance on the inside rail going the wrong way. And it's a miracle nobody got killed. Just an absolute miracle. And the guy didn't stop. He was still going forward.
He was just driving along, and like he was,
Apparently, it was his second day on the job. I'm going to assume it was his last day on the job. But they really need to talk about, first, what did they do to train these guys, too? Yeah. I mean, they're saying they're having an investigation. What do you have to investigate?
What do you have to investigate? This is a racetrack for horses, the track itself. You're driving this ambulance along the inside railing. It's not even out the outside railing.
There's never a reason for him to be there.
Never. Ever. So anyhow, if you haven't seen it, you got to just see it. He was driving the wrong way on the inside railing, and thank goodness nobody got hurt in that. That's unbelievable. But what an unbelievable footage that was, watching that. I looked at it the first time. I thought, this is probably one of those AI things.
I thought the same thing at first. I said, that can't be real.
No, this is one of those fake deals that are going on now. But it was real. Okay, well, enough said about that. We're trying to set the table for all the great racing stuff that's going to happen this week. We hope you stay with us, and we want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving now, and we'll do it tomorrow, etc. So let's hope that the only turkeys that we have this week on the show are on the table for you, and get some winners for sure. I can tell you this right now. Flavien Prat, what a week he had last week. He won 14 races at Aqueduct last week and wrapped it up on Sunday with a 5-bagger, winning both of the stakes races there. He won the Forever Together with oversubscribed for Chad Brown. He won the Pebbles on Fast Market for John Terranova III. And all in all, he had 5 wins on Sunday at Aqueduct. And as far as Churchill Downs was concerned on Sunday, Brian Lynch from Southern California, trainer there. He had a couple of winners at Churchill. He won the first race with Luis Saez and the last race with Luis Saez. So him and Saez got a pair together. Saez won 3 races overall on the day. Tyler Gaffleone had a couple of wins there as well at Churchill Downs. And, of course, at Del Mar on Sunday, the red carpet, Umberto Rispoli, who had a big weekend as well. He won, 3 races?
He won 7 over those 3 days. He's moved to the top of the jock standings going into the last week.
Yeah, he won 3 races on Sunday. His second win came on Mrs. Astor. What a great ride he gave that horse.
Boy, he saved every inch of ground, and he needed it. So
he was so lucky that he could get through, though.
Yes.
But he did. He rolled up the rail and won for Jonathan Thomas, and beating Public Assembly and Paradise Lake in that run. And by the way, trainer George Papadroma had a pretty good week too as well there. He won 2 races, I believe, on at Del Mar on Monday. And so did Steve Knapp and Bob Hess. They all won a couple of races each on Monday at Del Mar. And like I said, Rispoli had another 3 winners at Del Mar. So he won 6 races in 2 days there at Del Mar. Yeah. Good stuff. All right, enough said about what's happened. We're trying to look at what's going to happen. We got our handicappers, Jonathan Hardoon, standing by. I'm sure I'll have a thought or two about that CAW. In any case, Jonathan is standing by. Of course, we'll have Rich Eng with us, as well as Dwayne Colucci. It's Wednesday. It's time for Dwayne Colucci's report out of the Rampart. And, of course, John Lindo here on set with us, and maybe even Jerry Jackowitz will show up. Anyhow, we'll be right back with your racing menu, and we'll get started. Don't go away.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. The nation's top juveniles face off in trials for our richest race. The Los Alamitos 2 Million on Sunday, November 23rd. Golden State Million winner in force and Ed Burke Million winner Jess I'm Worth It are among the great stars in action. Then on Sunday, November 30th, Super Sophomores will race in the Southern California Derby Trials with shaking going on at astronomical 1, 2, 3 set to race. It's a November of thrills at Los Alamitos.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. The weather's going to be a little tricky around the country. I know it's a big fly day today, but, the Midwest, they say, has got a lot of action as far as the weather that could delay some flights, etc. and certainly it's going to make its way to the East Coast. But in the Southwest, it's going to be just great. So we don't have to worry about that. As far as temperatures are concerned, you've got New York City 62 with some rain there. Miami's 82. Chicago is 36 and really windy there. 36. Wow. Oof, man. Southern California, where Del Mar's at, 81 degrees, but they're not running today. And, of course, Phoenix, Arizona, 76. And, yep, hottest spot in the nation, Brownsville, Texas. It's only 78, but it's still the hottest place in the nation. But they got some rain down there, so they cooled off to 78. In any case, that's just about the way it is as far as the weather is concerned. So let's go to your racing menu for today, reminding you, as we always do, that the first post times we broadcast on this racing menu each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone. So if you're in the Pacific time zone, maybe coming here to the South Point today. These would be the first post times that roll out in the books. Otherwise, we've got, you'll have to adjust from the Pacific time zone to whatever one you're in, okay? We begin with Parks Racing. Now, Parks Racing has 4 stakes races. Make that 5 stakes races today, as I said. The 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th races are all stakes races today at Parks Racing. We understand that there's a mandatory payoff in the Pick 5 jackpot there. It starts out at $130,480, and it's a mandatory today at Parks Racing. Big racing day there at Parks. First post time is at 9:05 at Parks. Finger Lakes. They've got 9 races today at Finger Lakes, and their first post time is at 9:10 at Finger Lakes. Then we get down to Tampa Bay Downs in Florida. Tampa Bay has 9 races today, and Tampa Bay's first post time is set at 9:40. Churchill Downs, coming up to their final week of racing there at Churchill Downs. They got 10 races today. First post time is 10 a.m. Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $350,907. Now, you know what happens if we get to Sunday and nobody's taken down that entire jackpot. It's going to be a mandatory payoff, and it's already sitting at $350,907 now before all of the big holiday racing. 10 races today at Churchill. First post time is at 10 a.m. Delta Downs, they've got 8 races today, and their feature race is the Jean Lafitte. The Jean Lafitte, 7th race on the card. It's 7.5 furlongs for 2-year-olds. We have an interesting take on that race today. Delta Downs' first post time for their 8 races is set at 10:55 at Delta Downs. Penn National has 9 races. Penn National's first post time is set at 2:45. And then we wrap it up with Charlestown. Charlestown has a Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $25,949, and a first post time of 4 p.m. at Charlestown. And that is your racing menu for Thanksgiving Eve. Let's go out to Jonathan Ardoon standing by. Jonathan, how in the heck is the weather up there in upstate New York?
It's actually starting to snow down in the city by accident. It's raining, but there's no racing here till Friday. And they didn't even put a stake on for the whole weekend, Ralph. It's amazing. They used to run the Fall Highway. They ran a bunch of races over the years on this weekend, but nothing this year.
Well, all I can say is I don't know why they do that.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Why did
Deal with it.
The latest? I mean, the only thing you can say is why are they doing it?
I have no idea. They discontinued the Fall Highway. That I know. So we'll find out why.
All right. Any thoughts about any of the things that John and I discussed so far that you heard?
Well, that ambulance, the guy had to be either drunk or on drugs because there's no way in the hell you're riding that far down the stretch with the horses heading at you. You could tell me it's his second day on the job, but like you said, John, if it was his last day. But that was ridiculous. Well, by the way, an interesting thing happened on Monday at Mahoney Valley. There was a mandatory Pick 6 payout. So they bet like $50,000 into the pool. They had all these stakes races. The Ortiz brothers won a bunch of races. Anyway, Pick 6 is over, and they announced the payoff is $47. I believe it was $47. You know, because it wasn't a single. About 15, 20 minutes later, they say, oops, we made a mistake. The payout is $143. So my question is, obviously, if you bought the ticket, you know, at TVG or Twin Spires or somewhere, they're going to adjust it and put the money in your account. But if you happen to have been at the track and you cashed your ticket, what happens? Just a question that I'd throw out there.
What do you think does happen, John?
Well, I don't know how you prove it if you've already cashed your ticket because you've turned it in and they've given you the money. So I don't know how you prove it.
No.
I have no idea how that goes. I mean,
unless you know the teller or something like that. But even then, there are people that had to get the raw end of that deal.
No, unless you can track it somehow. The teller saying that's a he said, she said thing. That ain't gonna work.
Yeah. Okay, so then they got screwed.
So in other words, here's the deal. We got CAW going one way. We got this stuff going another way. We got a guy that's driving a van, an ambulance on the wrong way on the racetrack. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
The year can come to an end soon enough.
You can't make this stuff up.
I would say what else could go wrong, but I don't want to open that door. No, I don't.
No, you don't.
Because somebody will show me.
Because the last thing you would think of when people says, I don't believe I lost this race this way, a seasoned player at the racetrack will say, well, there's a million ways of losing a race and only one way of winning it. And even when they make it official, you may not get paid the right amount of money now. It's always something. But and thank goodness that people, human beings or animals, were not hurt in all these situations. Yeah. So that was something else.
Horrible. Yeah.
All right. Listen.
Also, Ralph, by the way, the CAW, I'm waiting for the first track to have the guts to stand up and say, you know what? No CAW here. What would happen to their handle? I mean, people would just flock there to play. But again, no one's going to have the guts to do it. They interviewed a guy yesterday I saw on X from Keeneland. He was horrible. He was absolutely horrible. He was making excuses why CAW is never going to go away. And that's a little scary, Ralph.
Is this now
the first time.
Is the person that they interviewed, was it somebody with authority from management?
He was on some board. He was on some board. He wasn't actual management. I think he was on some sort of, Kentucky horse racing board or something.
Okay.
But it was horrible. It was really horrible. And if you listen to him, you'd be petrified if you really care about this game.
Wow.
But again, somebody's going to step up and say, I'm the first track, no CAW here. And it should be Kentucky, like we were talking before we went on the air with John Lindo. Mm-hmm. They're subsidized by all these slot machines or those gaming machines, whatever it is. Other places actually need CAW at this point to survive, even though in the long run they're going to kill them. But Kentucky should have no reason why they can't say, you know what, goodbye CAW. We're subsidized by the gaming machines, and that should be enough. CAW wasn't here forever. There were a long time we never had any CAW. I guess they've been around the last 10 years, but they're just getting worse by the day now. So
I'll give you the perfect example on that, John. The one track that would probably make the most sense to do that would be Kentucky Downs. They race 7, 8, 9 days during the whole year. They have all that money coming in from the slot machine infused. You're looking at maiden races for $150,000. A grade 3 is $1 million. They could go no CAWs. So what if the grade 3 race is $1.5 million and the maiden race is $125,000? I think they're going to get the same horses. So why not do that and do that for the betterment of the industry and set a standard? Look, we're going to do this. You know how much goodwill that would do for the horse players?
Yeah. They just don't care, though. They really don't care. You talk to them and they look at you like you're crazy. They're not changing. But you're right. They could afford to do it. They really could. So they'll give a couple of million less in purses. Who cares? Those races are ridiculous anyway. You can't get into half of those races. Whatever. Okay. But they run it for what they do, and that's it.
All right. Well, let's get on to some positive stuff. Let's see if we can get some horses. Now, before we get to Dwayne, and Dwayne is standing by, John has an interesting story about a race today at Delta Downs. It is the featured race, the Jean Lafitte. But if you look at the race, there are 7 in it, and if you took a glance at it, you wouldn't think too much of it. Until you look at the rider on number 5 in the race, Wayne's Law, Hector Barrios. Explain, John.
Well, Wayne's Law is trained by Amador Sanchez, based in Florida. and he's real good buddies with Hector Berrios. And I was sitting with his agent, Michael Burns, in the press box on Monday at Del Mar, and he said, "John, you play Delta Downs?" I said, "Well, only if I have a reason to." And he said, "Well, I got a reason." And he was telling me, Amador called and he's flying out Hector Berrios to ride a horse at Delta on Wednesday. He said, "What's going on there?" He goes, "He's got a really nice 2-year-old, and he thinks enough of him that he's going to bring Hector out through all the traffic of a holiday week to come out and ride his horse." And it's Wayne's Law. He's 8-1 on the program. They go 2 turns at 7.5 furlongs at Delta Downs. This horse has gotten better and better as the distances have gotten longer. And I just, just logically, he's got to be well meant to fly that guy across the country.
Just Hector Berrios riding a horse at Delta is tip enough.
And here's the kicker. Every wager today, John Hardoon, is 10% takeout only at Delta Downs. Every wager. So it's a good day for the horse players to support Delta Downs. So I'm going to make a wager and support that.
All right, we're going to make that your play.
Yeah,
today,
that'll be my radio play today.
All right, 7th race at Delta Downs, number 5, Wayne's Law, Hector Berrios aboard. Is this horse based in Southern California?
No, based at Gulfstream Park with Amador Sanchez.
Okay, so now if he wins this, where do you think it goes? Going to go back to Gulfstream and look for some 2-year-old races there?
I would think he'd probably go down to the Gulfstream Park program. Yeah, I would think so. But if he wins and he wins easy, I'll just ask Hector because I'm sure he'll be on a plane wherever he goes.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. But to take a plane from Southern California to Delta Downs down there in Louisiana on
the busiest travel day in the world.
Today's the busiest travel day in the world. Even if he went yesterday, it's busy. And, trying to get back is going to be busy. That tells you all you need to know. So I'm sure we made him the odds-on favorite now. But in any case, 7th race, number 5, Wayne's Law at Delta Downs. Jonathan, you got to have something for us today, don't you, buddy?
Yeah, I got 2 plays for you, Ralph. First one comes at Tampa Bay. We did Tampa Bay today, and we're going to look at the 6th race, 1 mile and 40 yards on the main track. The number 8 horse in here, Sing Scat, a 5-year-old mare from the Alejandro Medelta barn. This horse is listed at 15-1 on the morning line.
Ooh.
What I like about this horse is that this horse wheels back on just 7 days, ran on November 19th. The fact that she comes back and runs a week later is certainly a positive sign. She's got races to go back to win. She has a win over the surface. Number 8, Sing Scat, 15-1 on the morning line. Upset possibility in today's 6th race out of Tampa Bay.
And I know when you sent out your sheets, you put on the top of your sheet, you gave everybody a warning. You say, be cautious about it because it's the beginning of the meet. And that's correct. That's a good line there. That's for sure. So
proceed with caution is exactly what I wrote.
Yeah, absolutely. 6th race at Tampa, number 8, Sing Scat. But you know what? At 15-1, you can take that shot in the 6th race. Yeah, in the 6th race, number 8. At Tampa Bay, and you got one more, I believe.
Churchill, race 7, 6 furlongs, main track. Number 4, outrageously. Draw a line through this 4-year-old filly's last race. The track was a complete quagmire that day. She didn't like it at all. Today, the track will be fast, hopefully, by the 7th race. Draw a line through her last race. She's listed at 7-2 on the morning line. Jamie Torres for Blair Jordan, number 4, outrageously, wins today 7th out of Churchill Downs.
All right, 7th race at Churchill, number 4, outrageously, the 4 in the 7th race at Churchill. And you do have 2 sheets, right? The Tampa Bay and Churchill Downs today.
Yes, sir. JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralph. Stay safe, be well. John, happy Thanksgiving. Well, you'll be on tomorrow, I guess. So
we'll talk turkey tomorrow. Yes.
We'll talk turkey tomorrow and, stick her in the oven tonight. Thanks a lot, Jonathan.
Thanks, guys. Stay safe and be well.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got our man from the Rampart, Dwayne Colucci, standing by, and, of course, Rich Eng coming up also, so don't go away.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans.
Everybody knows where the money's going, every single dollar. God bless you.
Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
Are you ready to lock in your bets and cash in on the games this weekend? Get weekly football winners from Alex White, Chris Andrews, and Vinny Magliulo.
I did take the dog 3.5.
I'm going to stay with the culture. That's definitely going to be one of my plays.
If the Bears have turned the corner, they have to take care of business in this game.
Yes.
Tune in for behind-the-book perspectives you won't find anywhere else.
Well, if you're looking to bet the under, you're going to get a better number.
The wise guys are certainly not going to play the favorites.
I know if it hits 7, don't blink. Maybe that's what bettors are waiting for.
Every NFL matchup, every college game that matters, the spreads, the stats, and the smart money plays.
Is there a way to bet against both teams?
Get your winning edge with Football Frenzy, streaming on YouTube every Friday at noon Pacific.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas on this Thanksgiving Eve. Time to go out to Dwayne Colucci standing by at the Rampart. What's going on there, my man? Dwayne, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, gentlemen, and looking forward to a great weekend of racing, football, and hockey.
Oh, yeah. A lot of good football, that's for sure. And college and pros.
Yeah, college hoops too. He didn't mention that. There's a lot going on in this city.
This is the time it all converges together. You got college hoops, college football, pro hoops, pro football, horse racing, and don't forget the Macy's Parade for some people out there. So you can never tell what's going on there at the Rampart.
A lot of excitement, like we said. Definitely looking forward to good cards today at Delta, Churchill. Definitely exciting. I'm glad you guys pointed out that Hector Berrios is going out to ride at Delta. That's just phenomenal. I'll have a win bet as well on him, John. Thanks for giving him out. It's exciting. And as you look forward to the weekend, Del Mar has, inherited the Hollywood Park Turf Festival, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. Doing a fabulous job at Del Mar. And, Churchill today looks pretty difficult. So we got some great racing. And, like Mr. Hardoon said, the only disappointment is Aqueduct, somewhat regressing. Used to love the fall high weight during the Thanksgiving week and the Thanksgiving Day holiday. They used to run as well, and now they do not. But we still have racing tomorrow, which is great. Even a late card at Woodbine at 2:30 for some West Coast action.
And I do want to remind everybody out there that Wayne's Law, the horse at Delta, on the morning line is 8-1 on the morning line. There's a 9-5 shot in there, a 5-2, and a 9-2 as well. So maybe we'll hold the money because those people might stay loyal to those horses.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't seem like it.
There's too much of us betting into it, I guess, huh?
Well, I don't know how big the pools are there either.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the pools. We might corner the pool like a CAW for that race. Who knows? Anyhow, Dwayne, we're looking for a winner from you. What do you got, my man?
I'm looking at Churchill Downs. I'm going to wait for the last race. Number 9, Brooklyn Drew. David Jacobson horse has won 2 in a row. He really seems to like, Churchill Downs. His speed is very favorable, I believe, in these conditions. You have a lot of closers, especially the Maker horse on the outside and the Dutrow horse. Those horses ran somewhat of a distance race in the last outings, and they'll be trying to play catch up. I believe Brooklyn Drew will have the lead come the top of the stretch and be very difficult to catch. Gaffalione, we don't have to speak enough about him. Mm-hmm. But like I said, there's some heavy competition here. You will get, I believe, that 7-2 price. I think they're going to bet the 11 horse and the 7 horse very strong with Irad and Luis Saez. So let's hope to cash a ticket here. David Jacobson, number 9, Brooklyn Drew, Tyler Gaffalione. 7-2. It's a nice little morning line there.
Yeah, okay. 10th and final race at Churchill. Dwayne likes number 9, Brooklyn Drew, the 9 in the 10th race. And don't forget, if you're in that part of the country, and I know you guys got great restaurants there, so people might want to just have a nice Thanksgiving dinner there at the Rampart, my man.
Yeah, so many different outlets now, Ralph. We have Ipotzi, we have Jade, we have the Hawthorne, specials in the buffet. I believe the buffet is about in the $60 to $70 price range, but the selections are just going to be amazing there. Specials in the cafe as well. So come on out and join us for Thanksgiving. I'll have the racing fired up. We'll have the NFL football and, just a lot of excitement tomorrow, like John said as well, college hoops throughout the weekend. Just a great vibe at the Rampart. And we take care of the horse players. Horse players are prominent and definitely my favorite customers, without a doubt.
Hey, Dwayne, I got a quick question for you. With the early post time, like at Churchill Downs tomorrow, what time does the Rampart race book open? I know we're going to open up here at the South Point a little bit early. What time do you guys in there taking wagers on the football and the sports and the horses?
Oh, John, we'll be open like 7 o'clock. I mean, my writer, Tim, my lead writer, he gets there very early and he opens early, anticipating the crowds. So we'll be there for you guys at 7 a.m. I'll roll in probably right around, a quarter to 8. So a half hour out from Gulfstream Park, I believe, is the first post at about 8:15. So we'll be ready to fire it up. Everything will be rolling in motion for the Thanksgiving holiday.
And don't forget, you can see Dwayne on the sports show, as well as Sports by the Book and Football Frenzy as well, right here at the streaming at the South Point as well. Thanks a lot, Dwayne. Happy holiday. We'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Thanks, guys, and happy Thanksgiving to all, especially you two and the Race Day Las Vegas crew.
Thank you,
Happy Thanksgiving.
We really appreciate that. And now we're going to go right out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, you got the getting ready to put the turkey in the oven, bye-bye?
Believe me, I'm not cooking the turkey. Or a ham, Ralph. Hi, good morning, Ralph, John, viewers and listeners. Yeah, I'm going up to my stepdaughter, Chrissy Hunt's house for Thanksgiving.
And that is that's the first tout that you're going to cash in
That's a winner.
On the winner's side, because she's a good cook, that's for sure. In any case, Richie, big holiday weekend. Like John said, the convergence of a lot of sports all together, both college and pros, plus some great horse racing. So we'll be leaning on you, of course, for some football picks along the way. But for today, to set the table, to get some little stuffing money, let's say, where are we going with the pick?
Yeah, I was looking around and I couldn't find anyone at Churchill that I really liked. So I ended up going to Finger Lakes, of all places, upstate New York. Race number 3 is an allowance race. And, a jockey who goes there, and whenever he goes to Finger Lakes, Raylu Gutierrez, he usually wins like at 25, 30, 35%. He just does phenomenal business there. But he picks up the mount on the 7, Sanzio. This horse was a beaten favorite last time out, and Michael Ferraro now switches to Gutierrez, and I know in a small sample, 12 mounts. This horse is this tandem has won 42% together. So I think this is the money run. Number 7, Sanzio in the third.
All right, third race at Finger Lakes, searching out winners no matter where we can find them in the third race at Finger Lakes. Number 7, Sanzio, the 7 in the third race. Rich Eng's selection, and of course. Richie, we wish you and all the family, there as well, a very happy Thanksgiving. And before you jet on off to your daughter's house for some good eats, you'll be with us tomorrow morning on the Race Day Show. Thanks a lot, my man.
Hey, sounds good, Ralph, John, and good luck, everybody.
All right, you got it. All right, we're gonna take a real quick late break, and then we come back. John, we still need a thought or two out of you, and we'll Jerry Jacobs will not be with us today because he is in transit. He's one of the ones out there.
Oh, he's dealing with that. Best of luck to Jerry.
Yeah, he'll be with us tomorrow, but in the meantime, we'll wrap it up here with John. Don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. The nation's top juveniles face off in trials for our richest race, the Los Alamitos 2 Million on Sunday, November 23rd. Golden State Million winner Enforce and Ed Burke Million winner Jess I'm Worth It are among the great stars in action. Then on Sunday, November 30th, super sophomores will race in the Southern California Derby Trials with shaking going on and astronomical 1, 2, 3 set to race. It's a November of thrills at Los Alamitos.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas to put the finishing touches on the Thanksgiving Eve program. Don't forget, we'll be here with you early in the morning on Turkey Day to talk about the racing that's going on tomorrow. And, of course, I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about the football games as well. So make sure you join us and start out your holiday with us right here at the Race Day show. Now, we were talking about all of the crazy things that can happen in racing, the ambulance and the CAW and the bad payoff, for a pick six, et cetera, and it just keeps going and going. But there's also another side of it that the trainers have to deal with at times too, and there's something that is happening this month that really affects some of the racing in California, maybe?
Right. We don't have the Tex Sutton air flights anymore for the horses, the race horses.
They were exclusively, and
right,
they were good.
I think that was back in 2019 or 2021, about 4 or 5 years ago anyways. So now horses are flown by FedEx.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is December, and they're busy with packages and everything. And it was announced yesterday that starting today, FedEx will not be flying the horses around for the rest of the month because they use the DC-10s, which are now grounded because of that the UPS flight that crashed in Louisville.
Yeah.
So they're not available, and they won't be available the rest of the month after, because no matter what, they've got all the packages to deliver. So for the most part, all the horses coming from the East Coast for the Turf Festival of Del Mar are going to make it out, except Todd Pletcher has Noble Confessor, who was supposed to go. That flight from New York was canceled, so he doesn't have a way to get out here. Now, once the horses get out to California, they're going to have to van back. There's no flight back, so hopefully they stick around, but it's going to affect things like that first opening day at Santa Anita with the American Oaks and
the Malibu,
the La Brea, all those important Grade 1 races to get those horses out here. So this is just another chink in the armor of what we have to deal with on being kind of on our own island in Southern California, getting the horses out if there's no way to get them out here.
It really is amazing, some of the things that are happening. But, let's hope that the horses who make it to are already in California for the Hollywood Turf decide to stay there maybe because of the fact that some of the other horses may not be able to come out now for the opening of Santa Anita. And those graded stakes races on the opening day at Santa Anita are important races for guys who are trying to get their horses into the Eclipse voting arena. And because they, as an Eclipse voter, they tell us that when they mail us the package, not to to wait and see those races at Santa Anita on opening day before we make our final decisions on the Eclipse Awards votes. Now, a lot of them will be already said, but there's some on the cusp that could make a difference in one of those races.
Those 3 Grade 1 races on that day, are the American Oaks, the La Brea, and the Malibu. They could have implications on championships for the year. So
absolutely.
Really, really important. And let's hope everybody's able to make it out. At least we know far enough out. But vanning over from the East Coast through the weather in the Midwest is not your first priority.
Not to mention that it takes a toll on the horse.
Absolutely, it does.
Too.
Yeah.
So it's a lot going on there. Just some other things that we have to deal with in horse racing. But you out there, you players are you're the toughest people out there. There's no question about that. Horse players take a lot of negativity and a lot of bad things that happen along the way to participate. But you guys are out there, and we're here for you because we're one of you. And all I got to say is we'll keep trying to fight to get winners for you. That's for sure. So as you guys get ready to baste the turkey tomorrow morning, etc., and do the final maybe grocery shopping today along the way, and for all of those people that are in the airports getting to where they need to go tomorrow to enjoy Thanksgiving, we want to all wish you a very safe journey, safe trip, and be careful out there. That's for sure. We want to see you tomorrow morning here on the Race Day Show. And Jerry will be back with us, hopefully, if his flight gets where he's going tomorrow morning. In any case, John will be back with us here, as well as everybody else. And so, John, Jerry's not here, so you got the last word, my man.
Have a great race day, everybody.